Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Feed the Beast StoneBlock 3. Today we're going to be working on this little contraption here so that we can make ourselves a whole lot of watches so that we can keep better track of time. Before we get too far into this, I feel I should mention there may be flashing images in this episode. And I'm not teasing because, yes, I made this little setup here that kind of shows a little bit of these. It was a lot more flashy before I added in all the extra sea lanterns because they actually offset the shadows, so it's not quite as intrusive as it was before. But I liked it because of the whole idea of these type of thing, like the neutron collectors, having like the little faces doing that. And I didn't really want them here facing that way, so I thought I would incorporate it in a much larger style. But this isn't even going to be a neutron collector or anything related. Today I'm working on a watch of flowing time and dark matter pedestals, which the dark matter pedestals are relatively easy to make, just expensive ingredients if you haven't got that far already, and that's red matter and dark matter blocks, which I think I could just straight up make those because I've already got some. There we go. That one's done, right? It's the watch of flowing time that we're going to be working on today, and that incorporates a bunch of create. This needs to repeat 6 times. I have not set up any kind of sequenced crafting as of yet. I'm going to be needing a bunch of these depots as well as the deployers, obsidian, glowstone, dark matter blocks. I don't want it to do it infinitely. I don't need infinite amounts of watches of flowing time. I do feel that I could just do this manually, but I do want it to automatically go back through here several times automatically. So let's start getting some of these together. Let's go with the simple stuff, the depots. These are some simple stations for me to have these things applied to, which actually I could just skip the depots. I just made 3 of them for no reason. This is going to be the first time I think I'm using belts in Create. So let's start making some mechanical belts. Oh, dried kelp. How much kelp do I have in the system before I go too crazy with it? Oh, I've got a bunch of it. Okay, and I only need 1 mechanical belt, so I'm not too bothered. Shafts, on the other hand, I am going to need a bunch of, because I'm going to be kind of plugging into our existing power system. That used up some of our andesite alloy, not that much. Let's actually make like a full stack's worth. There we go, and a little bit extra to grow on. That should be all right. I'm going to grab a couple andesite casing. Actually, you know what? Let's just grab the rest of the andesite casing because I feel this could help make the build look a little prettier. Oh, looks like I'm actually completing some quests over in Create. I was looking at some of the stuff here. Let's go over and see what I'm missing at this point. Oh, an alternator. That probably would be a good idea. Converts rotational energy to power. Huh. I think I'd rather do it the other way around. Isn't there a motor? Yeah, there it is. Electric motor. Make an electric motor. Converts Fe to rotational energy. Ah, okay. So maybe I don't need to plug it into this. I can just plug it into a power system. Oh, that's an interesting setup. I don't think that I've seen most of these things yet. Copper spools, capacitors, iron rods, andesite alloy, that's not a problem, and brass sheets. Okay, let's see if I can actually get some of this stuff. To start with, I'm going to take brass ingots underneath my mechanical press. Just have that automatically get dumped into the large chest. Whoopsie, I think I need to add this to here for blacklisting. So let's just shift click that, and then I can put this here. There we go. So I'm making the brass sheets, no problem. I already have a whole lot of iron rods, so I'm not too worried about that. Let me just take one out of the system. Capacitors look like they're made from copper sheets, zinc sheets, and redstone torches. As for the copper spools, I think I first need to make some empty spools. Shouldn't be a problem. That's 16 of them right there. That's actually quite a lot for what I thought it would make. So let's put copper ingots in here as well. I can then take out the rest of this zinc that is in here. There's 18 left. Start putting in some copper. And we can turn these into copper sheets, which I think with that I should be able to make the copper spools. Yes. There we go. 3 copper spools made without a problem. And I think it's just a matter of arranging these things at this point. One of those, and it's not going to do it because I currently have empty spaces, which I need brass covers for. And what this does is it tells this not to use these, so I don't have to disconnect and reconnect all these things. It should still take all the items that are connected and try bringing them together. It just won't try using those to craft with. There we go. And it looks like it's coming down just fine. Even covered or otherwise, we've got them good. And I can just use the wrench to get that stuff back. There we go. One electric motor. Nice. So let's check this out. I believe that I want to have some kind of belt system along here. And if that's the case, then I'm going to want something plugging into this. Oh, that did not face in the direction I was expecting. There we go. And then I can have some shafts going like here, maybe here. That might even be too far for now, but I'm just kind of plotting things out. Let's take this belt, put it around there, and I don't know if I can just straight up put something on the side here. Let's take one of these ender gates. Oh yeah, that definitely works. Does it have, I think it's got some kind of setting on there that I probably need to be aware of here. Yep, so I can speed this up or slow it down. For now, I think I'm going to leave this open. Yes, I've got some redstone going on down here just for these lights. Don't worry about it. But that's also going the wrong direction. So I think I'm going to want to rotate this the other way. There we go. All right, so 32 going in this direction. I want it to start here and there. And it's not necessarily going to be in this position. It's going to be a little bit of experimenting first. For that, we're going to need a bunch more brass sheets, andesite alloy to make some brass hands, but only 3 of them because we only need the 3 deployers. So if I put this here, it automatically faces downwards. This is convenient, especially since all I really need to do is put another shaft in here. I think if I put a few of these cogs like so. Oh, it only rotates the one, doesn't it? Well, I think I'm going to need to get a few more cogs in here then. I think I could potentially just do this. Yep, there we go. And then it is currently making these all work in tandem, one at a time. So then we just need them to actually have the ingredients being pumped into them is going to be the next issue. So let's see, I'm going to need obsidian, glowstone, and dark matter blocks. And it appears I'm going to need clocks in order to start this with. So let's make a stack of those, because why not? I figure a stack of watches is probably a good way to go. I am going to want to make one to start with, though. You know, I just thought of something else. Instead, let's try making it a little bit more techy, at least. Not quite so vanilla. And a way that I can potentially add more in the future. That is, of course, going to be by adding some pipes into this. So if I put some pipes here, be sure to break them up so that they do not connect to each other. Put down barrels on each of these locations. Then, while I'm up here, I can export from each of these barrels each of those different items. That should work. Though I think that these have already taken everything out. So let me grab this. Yep, 1 stack's worth. Put it back in there, and it instantly goes into the hand. Nice. Okay, so I can add stuff to this now if I need to, without having to like dig into the ceiling. That's kind of silly at that point. So then I'm going to need to have watches being placed on here. I'm going to need to have it actually recycling as well. So let me take this out and bring this a little bit closer, because I feel like that's a little too far for what we need to do. There we go. I like it to be a little bit more compact, I guess. And let's make some funnels. This means that I can have specific things coming off of here that I want, or at least they can be collected. If I put this here, that's not going to work. I need to have it actually connecting to an inventory. Let's go for ender chests, because I think this might actually be the most beneficial here. Let's put one. Let's do this, and then I can put it on the side here. There we go. And then I can also do the same thing at the other end and put this on top. That should allow one to start and one to finish, and then they can recycle to each other just to make sure. Yep, they are connected. They're all white, 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 which should allow their interspatial connection to happen. Now I just need those brass funnels coming through here and here, and then I can have it so that these, I believe it should just automatically work. It'll go from one to the other, but it'll probably do one run of however many clocks I have. So let's just try 1 clock for now. Put this in here, it's going to get starting to be converted. And then it goes through, comes back through again. Nice, okay. Let me speed this up a little bit now. That's pretty fast, if I do say so myself. But I think I need to have some kind of filter on here for when things kind of exit out, like when they're done. Otherwise, I'm never going to be able to get this thing out of here. It's just going to be a watch of never-ending time instead of flowing time. So let's take one of these create filters, which is just made some really simple stuff. And I can put in here a watch of flowing time and have it as a deny list. And that should stop it from having the watch of flowing time actually coming through. But let's try putting in a regular clock, see what happens. Yep, that seems to work just fine. So then we've got 2 watches. Excellent. Now let's put down a drawer here. I just realized I still have sandpaper in my hand. Let me actually get rid of that. But now we can have some pipes coming out, or a pipe coming out, specifically with a filter. So let's do one of these. Then I can put a filter in after I have it coming out of there. And we can have it filter only these. The full made watch of flowing time. No, we don't want that. We want to remove that. That's an old thing in there. Okay, so that is the only reason that the only thing that's going to come out. It's a whitelist mode, so that should work. Does it? Do they not come out? Do they not stack? Uh-oh, wait a minute. I thought that they would stack with that. Let's see if a second one goes in. Have I messed up the MBT of one of them, or? It looks like each one has its own different ability. So that is just going to have to get removed. And we're going to have to go with something a little bit more space age looking, and that's going to be a crystal chest, which should allow these to actually function properly. Now we toss in all the clocks. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm pretty happy with that. You can hear the constant clattering. These are all incomplete watches, so it's just doing the, oh shoot, did it run out? Oh, okay, did not expect that. Oh, of course, 6 times per set. Oh no, so I'm going to need 6 stacks of each. Ooh, oh, that's really expensive. Okay, so let's put in a whole bunch of dark matter blocks. I've got 5 stacks I can easily put in there with a little bit left over. And then I can put in 5 stacks of the glowstone. And hopefully that'll get through most of these, if not all of them. And while it's doing that, let's give this a little bit of some reality going on here. We're going to make it look a little bit more functional. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And now we've got this nice little workstation set up back here. Admittedly, I think I need to close in some of this. There we go. But yeah, that pretty much sets it up. We now have Watch of Flowing Time production set up, so we can make an entire stack of these at a time. It just requires a whole bunch of other materials in the process. Oh, and those dark matter blocks for the pedestals. Oh, I didn't think about that. Either way, I'm not going to need that many of these to start with. And I do have dark matter production happening over here. I really do need to progress on the Project E stuff a bit more, but I think it's good. Oh, did we run out again? I've got those, got those. That is full. Oh, right. Incomplete watches. These other ones all still need to be processed. Oh, I shouldn't have done a whole stack at a time. This is a mess. Wait, are these all complete except for the incomplete ones? I guess so. Why is this not coming out? Okay, so then what if I just blacklist anything but this? Remove. We'll just... There, everything just came out. Okay, so I have a bunch of watches of flowing time. Oh my gosh. A few too many perhaps, but that's entirely debatable. So let's see how this is going here. You can see it's rather slowly working. And if I put some of these here, Let's try putting a bunch of these. I don't know the range on this. Does it actually say right click to insert an item, left click to remove? Gives 18 bonus ticks to nearby blocks every tick. Each tick nearby mobs move 0.1 times the speed. Okay, it just says nearby. I guess we find out, right? So if I put a bunch of these on here, and then it says right click to change mode. And now, oh, that's jumping along quite well. And if I put a bunch more across here, and then click each of these so that they go even faster. I have no idea what else it might affect in the nearby area, but yeah, that seems to be going a bit faster, if I do say so myself. It probably helps if it's up a little higher, because I don't know how close these actually work. Let's do some testing, I think. Okay, mistakes were made. I don't know how to move a dark matter pedestal. Apparently, I can't break it with this or with this. I could probably delete it, maybe. I don't know, but I think I'm going to leave it there for the time being. Probably needs some dark matter items. Hey, a dark matter pick might work, and it requires a silverfish heart. You know what? I might be able to work with that. Let's see if that actually does the trick. First, we need to head down to go visit our little friends down by the silverfish mom. How you doing? I've got these twins here that have been working fine for me. I figured I didn't really need to spam too many of them. They're doing just fine, because look at this. Look at this. I will take out a bunch of these plus the dark matter. I don't really need the shards so much, but I'll leave those two at it, and we'll take the rest into our inventory system. That was lovely. So this should probably do it. I just need to cover a few of these parts, then put these in place, and a couple diamonds, and it should make the pick that I'm looking for. There we go. We now have one dark matter pickaxe. Mode standard. Quest completed. So how does this even work? I worry about using one of these things because for all I know, it's going to mine up a huge area. Can I use it to mine up one of these? First, let's turn that off. Nope. I can't take it off. Okay, so that works. Okay, that worked. So obviously they work at least one block away. So let's start making a whole bunch along here. Put in a bunch of coal in each of these ones, and all this is going to basically do is I'm testing to see how far of a range this is going to work, and assume that it also goes in like a cube area, so it's not just like a horizontal plane. I think it probably also goes up and down in the same distance. But let's start with far away. We've got this going at a decent rate, usual vanilla looking speed, nothing too fancy, still nothing. Oh, okay, I think I just found it. So there we go. This is going to be the block itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away is inclusive. Okay, so it's a 5-block radius for the dark matter pedestals, which actually I think that should encompass everything that's here for this setup. So each of these are affecting it appropriately, but I can still probably build up and around this to make it go even crazier faster. So if anything, this setup should help me to progress with my Project E power flowers a bit better. I know that there are also different miniature versions, like there's expansions for this. If I look into extended exchange, you can see that there's a bunch of these like little power flowers, which probably is a lot more efficient. And dark power flowers, they just use a bunch of the antimatter relays around that. I could feasibly make some of these ones and get even more EMC. I don't know how much I really need right now, because I think what I next need to work towards, now that I think the watch is done, is a Neutronium compressor. And then this can set us up for the next episode, I think, because we're going to need a bunch of stuff in here. Neutronium blocks. I think we've got enough for this at the moment. At the very least, I could put a whole bunch of dark matter pedestals nearby these. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, look how fast that's going now. We're making a bunch. Yeah, look how slow these are here. Oh, that some of these are full. I must have missed that one. Oh gosh. Okay, well, let's fix that. That one's been sitting full for a while now. Oh, yep, I missed one of them. There we go. Now, that should be fixed. But if you look at how fast this goes, in comparison to some of the ones... Oh, gosh, I missed another one. Wow, I'm finding them all today. But in comparison to some of the ones that are close to it, there we go. Look at that. So fast now. And it looks like I've got a decent amount of these from the compacting drawer even. So I could just probably grab a bit. They don't actually have an EMC value, but I imagine it wouldn't be too big of a problem to start putting a bunch of watches of flowing time by all these things as well. In fact, I think I'm going to take a stack of these out of here, throw it back in the system so that I've got that much more to work with, and I can make maybe a few more of these. And then I can speed up some of this production back here as well, because why the heck not, right? So if it goes 5 blocks, you know what, why not? There we go. I think I can just have them all here. I've got so much of these things here. Let's do watches of flowing time for everybody. And then I just need to turn them all on. Makes a really lovely sound. It was something that I really loved about this mod to begin with, was the cool sounds that it makes. And has made for a very long time. All right, let's put those in there. And now when I look at this, I bet you I could probably see the ingots being made slowly. Yeah, they're actually ticking up now, one at a time. It's a little bit slow, but I mean, I could, like before, I could just make more of those, make more of those. At this point, it's spamming stuff because there's so much things that you can do. But let's throw these Neutronium ingots in the system for now and see what I would need to make one of these. Just one for a block. Okay, that's done. Blocks of iron. I'm going to need several of those. Bunch of hoppers. I've got those. Redstone, got those. The crystal matrix ingots might be a little bit iffy. Oh, but they do have an EMC value. But it also helps that I already have like a couple stacks worth, so I'm not as bothered by that. Now if I take my extreme crafting table and I take a look at this, sadly I cannot shift click into this system. There we go, just some adjustments to the recipe, and I have a Neutronium compressor, which when I look at that, that can be used to make all sorts of singularities. Yep, singularities, my friends, singularities. Which I think we can look into singularities as well as potentially ramping up my Project E stuff next time. And that may end up being the last episode. Who knows? The only way for you to know is for you to actually tune in and find out. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and don't be afraid to stop by on Twitch, where we stream regularly. We also upload those VODs to our other YouTube channel, Mischief of Mice 2, which should be on the screen now. Feel free to click so that you can subscribe and see those VODs whenever you like. Anyway, see you guys next time.